again here at Muscle in the Morning, and I'm Dave Palumbo, and today is Friday, July 27th, 2018. And let's find out what's going on in the world of bodybuilding and fitness. I'm definitely not one of those people who thinks it's cool to demonize pit bulls, but you can't deny the fact that there is something scary about seeing one of those bad boys show their teeth when they get angry. Right now, I think it's pretty safe to say that Classic Physique All-Star George Peterson is out there showing his teeth to the rest of the division. After spending most of his off-season laying low, Peterson has really started to up his game over the last few weeks, especially back on Tuesday when we saw his newest update. As far as I can tell, GP3 is dialed in and ready to go for his big showdown on the Olympia stage that's set to go down 2 months from now. And I guess when you've got a bite as strong as this, you don't have to do a whole lot of barking to deliver the message. I'm one of those people who gets fired up whenever I get a chance to see or do something new, because I think that's the stuff that really makes life exciting. And I'm pretty sure my old buddy, James Hollingshead, falls into that same camp too. A few days after making an awesome pro debut out at the Spain Big Man Weekend Championships, the UK powerhouse sure doesn't seem like he's wasting any time getting right back into the swing of things. This week we saw the Hollingshead camp release a short clip from a new arm training session as he tries to take full advantage of that previous post-show rebound window. Anyone who's followed his journey knows that the progress that this guy has made over the last year or so has been nothing short of awesome. And when you've got all that working like this, I don't see any reason why you'd want to slow things down or let up off the gas. I know there are 10 million opinions out there about what exactly constitutes staying in shape during your off season. But if you ask me, I think 212 big man John Jewett seems like he's got the right idea. Almost 2 months after making a strong 7th place debut at the New York Pro, the former USA champ looks like he's done a nice job of keeping within striking distance. According to reports, Jewett is still sitting somewhere right around the 240 mark, which is probably dead on for a guy with his size and structure and where he should be at this point in the season. We still haven't heard as to whether or not he's officially closing up shop for the year, but I think he's a guy who could fare pretty well if he hit one of those smaller post-Olympia shows that we've got coming up in the 4th quarter of the calendar year. But only time will tell where Jewett lands next. To quote the great late Rodney Dangerfield, "I don't get no respect." And I bet a good chunk of change that reigning and defending Bikini Olympia champ Angelica Teixeira is probably feeling a little disrespected right about now. Despite the fact that the top-ranked athlete in the division was electric to start the season, we really haven't heard much chatter on the wire from people giving her the love she deserves as the defending champion. To her credit, all she's done from day one of her Olympia prep is show up and put in the work, which is exactly what you'd expect someone in her position to do now that everyone's gunning for her throne. But maybe now that there isn't as much attention on her heading down this home stretch, it means we'll all get the best version of Angelica Teixeira that we've ever seen once the curtain finally drops. I think sometimes it's almost better to be one of those fly under the radar type of guys, because it means you can show up every day and do what you do without a million people trying to question and comment on your decisions. And so far this summer, 212 standout Callebs Blanchard definitely fits the description of an under the radar type of guy. A few weeks removed from putting together the best look of his career with that 2nd place look he brought to the Chicago Pro, the 3rd-year pro is still out there plugging away as quiet as ever. At least from the people I've spoken with, Blanchard was one of the few athletes who really caught everyone by surprise with what he did there in the Windy City. And he seems like the perfect candidate to slip into a show like the Phoenix Europa Pro later this year, where he could be really dangerous if he shows up spot on. And that does it for yet another edition of Muscle in the Morning. I'm Dave Palumbo, reminding you to always be true to your passions, and make sure to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.